Hello and welcome to Java with Jim. I'm Jim Reese, Director of Business Development at Offit Kurman, joined here today with my good friend Mike Cammarata, who is a certified financial planner and partner at Tide Creek Financial Group. Mike, how are you?
Doing well, Jim. How about yourself?
Doing very well. So Mike, tell us a little bit about Tide Creek Financial Group and how you're different from other similar organizations out there, in the same industry.
Sure. Happy to be here, Jim. So Tie Creek was founded by my two business partners, Chris Farlotta and Mike Havlick, back in 2004. It was not always named Tie Creek. It was the Havlick and Varlotta Group up until about 6, 7 years ago is when they changed the name to Tie Creek Financial Group. I joined Tie Creek as a partner 5 years ago, but I've known Chris and Mike throughout my entire career because we all started our careers with MetLife. So that's a little bit of history regarding Tide Creek. I would say what separates us from other advisors and planners out there is that we take an extensive amount of time to really get to know the client up front and to make sure that what it is that we can offer and what it is that the client is ultimately looking for is a good fit. I've worked at other firms with other advisors in the past, and a lot of that was product driven or investment driven, where our process is advice and guidance driven. And I would say that is really the biggest differentiator between us and other firms out there.
Great. And as long as we're talking about it, what's the significance of the name Tide Creek?
So there's a lot of debate around that.
Glad I asked.
So a former partner was a huge, or probably still is a huge, University of Alabama football fan. And for those that don't know, their signature tagline is Roll Tide. So that is where Tide supposedly came in. The creek was just because of the geographical region we live in. There is a lot of bodies of water in the state of Maryland and surrounding areas. There are a lot of rivers, streams, creeks that flow into the bay. So as legend has it, that is how Tide Creek became what it is.
Hey, listen, even if it's not true, it sounds good. You told a good story. Good job, Mike. Hey, Mike, when it comes to Tide Creek, what are you most proud of?
I am most proud of the education that we provide to our community. And that includes local employers. For over a decade, we've been going into both very large, well-known employers as well as some very small organizations. And we provide financial education to the employees there. We have also been invited to colleges to provide this type of financial education. We provide education to high school seniors in Howard County. So I believe education is the biggest value that we can provide, that really allows people to understand what it is that they should be doing, what it is that they need to be doing. And ultimately, it provides them with confidence that whatever they do decide, that it is the best thing for them and that they're on the right track.
Very cool. So, Mike, today as we sit here, inflation is really high. Unemployment is really low. There's talk about the R word. I'm sure that's what you talk about every day because your clients are calling you. What do we do now? But so, what do the next 6 months look like for you and for Tide Creek?
Well, keeping in touch with our existing clients is priority one. So most clients aren't actually calling us, we're calling them. We want to try to call them before they call us, and they very much appreciate that. So guidance and advice is ongoing. Financial planning is not an event. It is something that has to continue or should continue throughout someone's lifetime. So our clients, I would say, I wouldn't say that they are not worried at all, because obviously there are external factors at play that are out of our control. So there's always a little bit of element of nervousness or being scared as to what's going on. But I would say with our clients, in terms of their own personal finances, because we have done the planning, because we are speaking with them in an ongoing manner and relationship, they know that this is just part of economics, that we're in a specific part of the cycle, and that should not dictate them making changes. So I would say our clients are still confident and pretty comfortable given the current economic environment. Now, in terms of Tide Creek and what we anticipate over the next 6 months is continued growth, which is a great thing. We currently are hiring or looking to hire one full-time staff employee. We are going to need to bring on additional advisors, and we may need to bring on additional staff as well. What it is that we provide resonates with people, and we don't really do any marketing, Jim. We're not buying TV ads or Facebook ads or anything like that. Our new clients come by the form of an introduction or referral. And we have received a lot of them, especially since COVID. And we are very grateful for that. And because of that, we have a phase in our own business cycle that is growth focused right now.
Excellent. That's great. So now's the bonus question.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mike, what do most people watching this not know about you?
There was a time that I did have hair.
You sound like me. That's my answer. Come on, man. You can do better than that.
No. So what they don't know about me, I would say it's more about my family. My father is the founder of one of the largest youth soccer leagues in all of Maryland. I grew up playing soccer from the time I was 5 or 6 years old, all the way up until college. And my dad always had a passion for soccer and coaching soccer. And it eventually led him to creating this youth soccer league. And at one time, there was only maybe 50 teams in his league. Now there are over 600 teams that play in his fall league. So it's very common when I meet someone for the first time, they say, Cammarata, I know that name. Where do I know it from? The first question I ask them, do you have children that play in a youth soccer league? And typically the answer is yes. And most likely their kids play in my dad's soccer league.
Wow, that is incredible. That's a lot of kids.
That is a lot.
Good for him.
Yep.
Well, Mike, this has been enjoyable, and it gives me a chance to see you and chat with you. So I've enjoyed it. I hope you have as well. And I'll be seeing you soon, I'm sure.
Always a pleasure, Jim.
All right. Take care.
You too.
Bye.